Paniya suyavasa kandara kandamulaihi mukam karoti vajalam pangum langhayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Guru Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. Thank you again for coming today. Again, very grateful to His Grace Neelmani Prabhu and everybody here for giving the opportunity to have discussion about Vrindavan, about our acharyas, their teachings. Since it's a discussion about Vrindavan, we have to beg very hard for mercy of the acharyas who have disclosed Vrindavan to us, so that we can discuss something to please them, to inspire all of us, and also effect the purification of our heart. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Shishinath Ji Bhagwan ki jai, Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Shri Siya Ram Lakshman Hanuman ji ki jai, Shri Prahlad Nrsimhadev Bhagwan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We began the discussion yesterday about Vrindavan. What is Vrindavan? It's the one of Vrinda, and Vrinda is one of the name of Shri Radha. Radha Shodasha Nam Nam Cha Vrinda Nam Shrutau Shrutam. That it is heard, Shrutam, Shrutau in the Shruti. What? Vrindanam, the name of Vrinda, of whom? Radha. Amongst the Shodasha Nam, 16 names of Radha. So Radha gave her name to Vrindavan, right? Then Vrindavan should also give its name to Radha. That's how things work in spiritual life. We know that song of Jiva Goswami, isn't it? Krishna Prema Mai Radha, Radha Prema Mayo Hari. This song is written by whom? Jiva Goswami, the Murdhanya Acharya of our Sampradaya. But we won't be surprised, or rather we should not be surprised if we hear this song also played in some of the mathas of Vrindavan, which are adherent to Shankaracharya philosophy. Because it's just so sweet. And then what does it say? Krishna Dravamai Radha, Radha Dravamayo Hari. Both of them are just one entity, just they are separated as Shakti and Shaktiman. Like that, Krishna and Radha are not different from their dham. Isn't it? So like Vrindavan was given its name by Radha, because Vrinda is one of the name of Radha, Vrindavan also gives its name to Radha. Any guesses what that name would be? Vrindavaneshwari, well, that's a long name, even shorter. Asti Vrindavanam yasyas tena Vrindavani smrita. What's the name? Vrindavani. So that's another name of Radha. Good idea for name if you're looking for names. Vrindavani. And Vrindavanasya Devi Tena Vatha Prakirtita. She becomes the Adhishthatri Devata or Devi of Vrindavan. She gives the name to Vrindavan, Vrindavan gives the name to her. That's how the dichotomy is there between spiritual personality and their abode. We know about Upadeshamrita. What's the essence verse? So Rupa Goswami is so genius, he figured out we might not get a lot of time to read, so read only 11 verses. We might not even get that time to read, so read only one verse. You know, sometimes we do, how do we greet each other when we meet devotees? Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Some people think that's too much, so they read V for Vancha. Don't do it. Like in our IIT, we used to have a position called Dean of Student Affairs. Who will call Dean of Student Affairs? What do we call him? Dosa? Dean of Student Affairs. Did you go to meet dosa? We eat dosa, not meet dosa, but we can meet in IIT. Dean of Finance Affairs? Dofa? What about the watch manager? Watchy? Hall manager? Holly? So we do that. And Rupa Goswami thought that we might be so, like today we were discussing what topic? Procrastination with our youth. So we might procrastinate so much, get one verse. That's the 8th verse, right? How does it start? Tannama rupa charitadi sukirtananu smrityo kramena rasana manasi niyojya. Niyojya is almost like how when we make chapatis, right? There is an activity called guthna. So guthna is not pummeling the atta, right? Sometimes we put some ghee in it, sometimes we put some malai in it. We have to, and bathua. So we do it nice. Niyojya, engage it well. Both rasna. What is rasna? Not the rasna drink which you get. Rasna is tongue. And manasi. What? Tan nam. Now Nam is a zip file. Then Nam, what happens later? Roop. Then Gun. Then Dham. Then in the Dham, Leela. Then in the Leela is alone? No, Parikar. Parikar is associates. Then what? Our Seva in the Parikar. So that's the progression. Nam, Roop, Gun, Leela. Or Dham, Leela, Parikar. Our position in the Parikar and our Seva in the Parikar. This is the Bhava Sthiti or Bhav Shuddhi or Vastu Siddhi which we talk about. But it all began with what? Name. Name then unfurled into other things. Name is the one which unfurled into Dham also. So here in spiritual mathematics, they are all equal to. Krishna equal to his Dham. So just like Krishna is Banke Bihari, the Dham also gets that property. Because Krishna is called Banke, right? What does Banka mean? Bending. Anybody of us have tried standing threefold bending form? It's tough. I mean really threefold, not like just straight and do like that. But threefold means at the knees, then at the waist, and then at the neck. Really bending down on this side. What will be this side? Left hand side. It's tough. Try it, you might trip and fall. It's Baka. But there is another reason why it's called Baka or Banke Bihari. Because he does hide and seek with us. In Hindi, what do we call hide and seek? Lukka Chuppi, Chuppan Chuppai. What else? What do we call in Tamil? Nothing? It's the common game in all the traditions. Kannamuchi. Gujarati? Santa Kukudi. Ah, what exotic name. Badhu saru che. But it's very... Okay, ho gaya naam. In fact, the moms also play hide and seek, right? With their young kids. Now that also has different name. Thappi, Hai, Peekaboo. When the moms play the hide and seek with their kids, and the kids are really young, like less than 2 years of age, then they become excited, isn't it? When the mom shows, like somebody, some advantage has happened, then you hide it, the kid is sad. Why does that happen? This is a child developmental psychology made by Jean Piaget. He says that in the child's brain, the object is not permanently situated. Correct? So when the mom is hiding, the object is lost. But when it brings it back, the object is there. And when the child grows up more than 2 years of age, then the mom can keep on doing that, he is not bothered or she is not bothered. However, in spiritual world, it's always divine peekaboo. All the time Krishna looks at Radharani and sees what? Arey, ever fresh. Sridham looks at Krishna, arey, ever fresh. Same Pancham note tune was played yesterday, but Madhumangal hears it and says what? It's wonderful. Seems like they don't have object impermanence or object permanence. This is called Purva Rag. What? Purva Rag. The excitement before the meeting. So always it stays fresh. Have we observed, like generally the description is what? Krishna's cloth is of what color? So what do we mean by yellow color, right? Does it mean shades of yellow? Or like yellow with different embroideries? We may think, right, Krishna might get bored by just wearing yellow color. Yeah, it's Pitambar, but what does Pitambar mean? Why it is ever fresh? Because it is ever fresh. It's the spiritual color. It can be the same color, but it invokes different feelings, different times. But this is different with us. Now you know Vrindavan color, there is a Vrindavan color coding. On Monday we wear the Thakurjis in different temples, Radha Damodar, Gokulananda. Which color they are dressed in? Generally white, Somavar. Tuesday is Mangalavar. Mangal is red color. Budhwar, Wednesday, green. Thursday, yellow or saffron. Friday, Shukra, Chamkila, very shining. Saturday, Shani, dark, bluish. And Sunday is Ravivar, the rising sun, which is pink. Now I asked somebody, Prabhuji, why don't we do that in ISKCON temple? Sir, Prabhuji, marvaoge. Imagine a person coming only on Tuesday. He will get bored. Only dresses I get is red only. But look at the state in the spiritual world is always Pitambar. What do we sing? Pitambara dhara Krishna, Neelambara dhara Radha. She is wearing Neelambar. But it's the excitement at that time. So Krishna plays, there always divine peekaboo is happening in the spiritual world, the hide and seek. He does hide and seek with us also, isn't it? Sometimes near, sometimes far. That's his Baka nature. And one of the poets in Vraj just took it, made an art form out of it, or just made a poetry out of it. Should we sing that? And it's appropriate to sing here because who is standing on the left hand side? Srinath ji. And what's the other name of Srinath ji? Gopal. What's the other name of Gopal? Girdhari. सब ही अंग को बाको गिरिधर, सब ही अंग को बाको, सब ही अंग को बाको गिरिधर, सब ही अंग को बाको. Everything is Baka. What else is Baka there? Keep playing. बाकी चाल चलत गोकुल में, बाकी चाल चलत गोकुल में, छैल छवि लोका को, छैल छवि लोका को. After singing this, we'll draw exact one-on-one mapping with Rupa Goswami's description also. That how all these acharyas are tuned in up there. So they may be in different sampradayas, they may be in different regions, but they will all say Krishna is dressed with Pitambar. Nobody would say, oh, Pitambar, and somebody say, no, jeans and shirt. By the way, sometime, one event, they tried dressing Banke Bihari with jeans. and shirt and goggles, and it was a big hue and cry. So everybody would look at Pitambar. Baki chal chalat gokul mein. He doesn't walk straight. He'll go here, get the makhan from his mother. Go there, slap his Sridama friend. Go there and tease some gopis. And enter in our lives also and does some churning in the heart. Bring some crisis in our life so that we really take shelter. So he's doing the Baki chal because he's chel chabilo. It's unable to, we cannot say Krishna will give us mercy in exactly this way. Otherwise, our formula for getting mercy is higher than Krishna. Why to worship such a God which is subservient to a mathematical formula? Isn't it? If we can say, Prabhu, by doing this, we'll get mercy, then he's not God. He's something else. He completely reserves his independence. And then we say, what else is Baka in his persona? Guesses? What else is crooked in his body? Mukut? Yes, mukut. But there's one more thing which the Bharatnatyam dancers know. Eyebrows, yes. Baki bhau chalat gati baki bhau charan gati baki. And now comes the clincher for which we picked this song. Bako hridaya hai tako tako. Bako hridaya hai tako tako. His heart is crooked. That's why he plays the hide and seek with us. Sometimes near, sometimes far away. Sometimes enthusiasm, sometimes we feel, oh, it's dragging. Sometimes mala goes quickly, sometimes feel like it's a Hajara mala. There is a thing called Hajara mala in Vrindavan. Those who chant Ram 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 Ram, 108 will be done very quickly, right? So they have a mala with 1008 beads. And it comes, like a big bag. Depends on the size of the beads, that is Hajara mala. So sometimes we may feel, Arey, is it 108 rounds or 1008 rounds? It could be due to our laziness, pramad also, could be our anarthas, but it could also be Krishna is playing around. So this author is saying, Paramanand Das ko Thakur kiyo khor braj sako. In this way, by walking in a very Baka manner, acting in a Baka manner, he is ruling all the khor. You know the meaning of khor? Streets, kunja galis. We have been to Sakri khor. It's a very narrow lane and the tax collecting pastime happened there. But now if you go there, the young girls of Barsana will also come and ask you tax. Now you can say, Are Prabhuji, what kind of Lord it is? They are all lying, crying, trying. If you read about the tax collecting pastime, it's a series of lies. And that's the speciality. Because this is a transcendental pastime of the Lord, and by hearing them repeatedly in a very sober, sincere manner, we will get rid of our crying, trying and lying. By hearing about their lies. Bako sabhi, girdhar sabhi ang ko bako. Now this is what Rupa Goswami also says. In Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, he says Krishna has two qualities. First is Chaturaha. What? Chaturaha. What does Chatur means? Generally it means clever. That's clever, smart, street smart sometimes. But Rupa Goswami gives an interesting definition. He says, Chaturo, Yugapad, Bhuri, Samadhana Krit. Krit means doing, Samadhan means solution. Somebody who can give the solution to Bhuri, many Yugapad simultaneous activities. Who is Chatur? The moms are all Chatur, right? Pasta is going here, sambar is going here, and something else is. We saw a video sometime in which the mom was taking care of the baby and there was a laptop in one hand and phone in other hand and then ironing in other hand. So Krishna is actual Chatur. Then the second quality is Dakshaha. What? Dakshaha. Now what does Daksha means generally? Expert. So Rupa Goswami expands it. He says, Dushkare, Kshiprakari, Yastam, Daksham Parichakshate. That person is called Daksha, who can do Shiprakari. Shiprakari is quickly do something which is Dushkar, something which cannot be done easily. So here is Krishna, mixture of two qualities. First, he can do many things at once. Secondly, he can do the Dushkar activities, Shiprakari. He can do it quickly. So isn't what that author is also saying? Baka. And like Krishna is Baka, the Dham is also Baka. Didn't we see it? First this was Aprakat, behind the curtain. Then it Prakat, outside the curtain. Then gone again. Comes what? Drishyaman. Then covered by forest. Then fourth, Vajranabh has to build it all together. Bhaum Vrindavan 1.0. And today we are beginning with the discussion that it is gone again. So Dham is playing hide and seek. Doesn't it happen with many of us when we go to Vrindavan? Sometimes, it gives us a lot of spiritual kick and we could feel connected. And sometimes it is, do we have a kilometers and kilometers of a curtain between us and the Vrindavan? Sometimes feels like that. There may be external factors, but it could be the Dham is acting in a Baka manner. Hasn't Krishna and Dham also entered our life in a very strange manner? I could say for ourselves that books were there early on. And then when it got blasted, we never knew. Isn't it? Prabhupada books, people take it. Sometimes they don't read it, their grandsons read it, and they become devotees. Somebody found a Back to Godhead in a trash box. And then just flipped reading, it was exactly what they were looking for. Krishna enters in a very crazy way. There is no formula. And that's the beauty, isn't it? All our lives would be bestsellers actually. If we write down how Krishna has entered our life and orchestrated it, if we write it properly, maybe it will be bestseller. And wait, the experiences are more to unfold. Krishna will provide more. If he can do with gopis, he can do with us also, right? But not in a sadistic manner, just to increase the rasa. Even union and separation, both are aspects of rasa. So when Vrindavan is manifesting and unmanifesting, it is both increasing the desires of devotees to hanker more, isn't it? Jit dekho tit shyam mayi hai. When can the person say that? When he's feeling viraha. In union, Om is right here. But in viraha, I can see Om everywhere, isn't it? Because I'm thinking about him. Does that make sense? Okay, good. Krishna had orchestrated this divine hide and seek even in our Krishna conscious society. Now look at our society now. Many temples, many farm communities. But was this the way it began? They didn't even have proper tilaka in the beginning days. What did they use first? Any guesses? It's called fuller's earth. You get it in the chemist shop. And there were no saris. No kurtas for sure. It was just polyester sheets. One of the sannyasi Maharaj was describing early days in Montreal. Anybody have been to Montreal? Now there's a flourishing community there, but he was describing the early days. The temples were so jam-packed and they had so much less space that whatever they spoke, everybody knew it. So it was very trying circumstances. Polyester, but one thing he said, they would always eat in ghee. And really spicy items. So it was a thing that if the pujari would put, what do you call, chonk. In English you call it chons. You call it sizzling? Seasoning. No, we are talking about that, when you make dal, tadka. So call it, okay. Chons, sizzling or chonk, So it was announced, "Chhauk padne wali hai. Hide if you want to hide." So what would happen? There on that street there was a tavern. Tavern is a place where people ingest inflammable substance down their throat. You got it, right? And there was a pizza bar on the other side. So tavern people who are high up, when the chaunce would be put, they would all be burning their eyes. Imagine. Their eyes would burn. And they would think that the person on the other side next to them is high on a higher scale. People in the pizza shop would scream up the stairs, "Put less chalk." And the devotees would open the windows to breathe fresh air. Times have changed. Our movement has gone now. Imagine the way it has developed. Srila Prabhupada was also there in Butler, Pennsylvania, isn't it? Sally Agarwal. And he would find some things quite funny, like putting that coins in the whatever to get the buses, right? Vending machines. And the laundromats, because laundromats were not there in India. And one fine day, Sally Agarwal finds water coming out, gushing out of the door, underneath the door, from the bathroom. Why? Because Prabhupada is doing the Indian style. Magga balti swaha. So this is a Prabhupada who just comes out and then he goes to New York and he sits on a bench outside. Why? Because he's not getting a lot of speaking time as well. Ramamurthy Mishra will tell him, with whom he was staying, who was an impersonist, "Swamiji, your time, only 15 minutes. Well, Swamiji would go on for long, but he comes out and he's sitting and a person comes to him. Who is he? Well, we'll see who is he. So he says, "I am a subway conductor." Okay, what does he say? "I am a subway conductor." And he's just sitting with Prabhupada. Prabhupada is all the sheets, sannyasi robes. The man said, "What is your situation?" So what is asking Prabhupada? "I am just a subway conductor. What is your situation?" Imagine what Prabhupada would have said. "I am not a poor man." Swami said, sensing his concern, and then he said, "There are temples and books. They are existing. Time only is separating them." What do you call it? Ahankar, audacity, aukat, chutzpah. He had full trust on Krishna. That Krishna may be hiding things, he may unfurl it. Isn't that wonderful? He fully knew he is Banke Bihari. The temples are existing, but just time is separating them. So that's story of our lives also. We may go through trying circumstances. The spiritual juice may feel like a little bitter, it's not coming, but hold on, hang on. Krishna always gives free samples of bliss in our lives, isn't it? Maybe some lecture, maybe some katha, maybe some kirtan, maybe some prasad, always we get samples of bliss. But just like we go to Costco and sometimes there is a cracker there. Sometimes they sell crackers. Not sell, give for free with some sauce on. Taste it and you like it. And then you ask for more, they say what? Pay for it. But we keep getting these free samples of bliss. And hope, asha, bandha is always there. Krishna is doing hide and seek just to increase our longing. Dham is also similar. Dham did manifest and unmanifest. There has been scores and scores of stories of our acharyas, of our different saints, in which Krishna was doing hide and seek in his dham with them. Now sometimes we think in Vrindavan only Madhur Bhav exists. No, our Vrindavan is a Vrindavan of Goshtha. Goshtha means village. So all the bhavas exist. So there was one Baba. He used to call Krishna his Yar. What? Yar. No, Yar, what does it mean? Friend. Yeah? What do you call in Gujarati? Dost. Yeah, but yaar has this interesting connotation, right? It means you go to your yaar and says in Hindi, Teri chappal le ja raha hu, gum jaye to mere mathe mat aana. I'm taking your slippers, if it is gone, forget about it. And the person also screams, yes, yes, you can take it. Yar or the Sakha. So this person, he was in Sakha Bhav to Krishna, and he would always dress like a Gwala. So all the Brajvasis would call him what? Gwariya Baba. Gwariya? Gwala? He was called Gwariya Baba. And because of his meditation on Krishna, on his friendship to Krishna, you will get the qualities of the person whom you meditate on. So Krishna is Sarvaguna Sampan. He can sing beautifully. So this person also became a wonderful singer. He had knowledge of all the rag and raginis. And great musicians would come to him. Anybody from Maharashtra? So we have heard about Vishnu Digambar Paluskar. Now he is the maestro, something like A.R. Rahman maybe. So like that, much bigger, who composed scriptures about Sangeet Shastra. So Vishnu Digambar Paluskar comes to him and asks him, these are the words of a song, I don't know the rag, can you fit it in it? And this person who is meditating on Krishna just writes the notation and the rag thing on the sand and just walks away. But he is not singing for mundane purposes. He was singing for Krishna. But Krishna was not reciprocating it. So one fine day, he decides, बहुत बड़ी गलती हो गई. I have done a big mistake. I should not be worshipping Krishna and Balaram because they are not reciprocating. So he starts a propaganda turning people against Krishna and Balaram. This happens again and again in Vrindavan saint stories. There was another Baba which Sachinanda Swami Maharaj writes in this book, The Living Name. This Baba said, Krishna and Balaram are so conjuice, so stingy, I am going to Barsana. That's why it's called Barsana. It's not Boond Kripa, it's not drop by drop Kripa, it is Barasna. So it's called Barsana. And Krishna and Balaram had to come. Here also he is not only stopping the worship of Krishna Balaram, telling others also. Big loss. So Krishna and Balaram had to come. This is the hide and seek. Dham plays hide and seek. And Dham was now covered. Covered, right? When Vajranabh got all the Vrindavan excavated, everything with all the Gopals, Sakshi Gopal, Madan Gopal, all the Devs. What are the Devs? Govind Dev, Hari Dev. Radha Raman came quite late. What else Dev is there? Govind Dev, Hari Dev. There is one more. Anyway, I'm forgetting. There is Mahadevs also. Chakleshwar, Bhuteshwar, Gopeshwar, Ityadi, and the Kundas and the Ghats. But all of them got covered. And then the question comes, what happened to Mathura and Vrindavan then? Nobody was staying. Slowly, Mathura started to become a great city. Vrindavan remained covered by forest, but Mathura became a great city. And this started in around 300 or so BC, we can say. Mathura was now ruled by, you know about them, Chandragupta, Mauryan Empire. And at that time, Mathura was, if you look at the map of India, Mathura is almost the heartland of the North India. So it used to have a Dakshina path and a Uttara path. Dakshina path is a path going downwards to south, and Uttara path going up to Takshashila and other areas. So India was well connected, and Mathura became the hub. We have the hubs where the buses go here and there, but there were no buses. What was there instead of buses? Bullock carts. Imagine all the business happening through bullock carts. Bullock carts are not only carrying not only carrying the goods, but they were also carrying actors. So there was a big culture of dramas at that time. Mathura became famous, but Chandragupta Maurya dynasty got replaced by, anybody knows, any history buff here? Kushan, Kanishka. And then Mathura became a Buddhist center. Now if you go to Mathura, you might find a lot of Buddhist artifacts also. See how time is changing? Vrindavan is not, Mathura Vrindavan, the whole Braj Mandal is hiding itself, but in a very different way. So Buddhism came. Finally, 400 AD around, another Hindu, you can say, Renaissance happened. Any guesses who were they? Gupta Empire, right? Guptas came, and it was the first time Mathura got the big temple. Any guesses what temple? Mathura. Vrindavan is still covered. Vrindavan only tigers are there, cheetahs are there, wild boars are there. Keshav Dev. This area was called Katra Keshav Dev. Katra means marketplace. Keshav Dev means Keshav Dev temple. This was also the deity which Vajranabh made, and it was a huge temple. Really huge temple, but unfortunately destroyed again and again. Again and again destroyed, again and again built, and now I don't know how many of you have been to Mathura. This place is called Mathura Janma Bhumi. Mathura Janma Bhumi was actually very recently made into a big temple by the assistance of some illustrious personality. One helped Srila Prabhupada to finance his Bhagavatams. Any guesses who he was? Okay, great. So one is Jugal Kishore Billa's deity is there, another is Madan Mohan Malviya, third is Akhandanand Saraswati Ji Maharaj, and the fourth was the one who helped finance Srila Prabhupada's first Bhagavatam. Gita Press, Gorakhpur, Hanuman Prasad Poddar or Bhaiji. How many of us have been to Jagannath Puri? Okay. How many of us have been to Radharaman temple? There is one thing linking both of them together. If we go to Radharaman, we take the darshan of the Chinna Thakur, right? It's very small but high jalwa, right? Everybody has to stand in front. Jalwa. So if you look at Thakurji this way, on behind there is a place to sit where they do Radharaman Ju Byaru Ki Jai. Every time they have to sing. If they don't sing, the condition is that Thakurji won't take the prasad, bhoga. So as soon as the bhoga comes, they start singing. So they all sing. On this side and this side also there are places to sit. On your right and left hand side there is a singhasan. Did some of us notice that? When we look at Radharaman, on this side there is a singhasan. And what's kept in front of the singhasan? Bhagavatam. Devotees from Raghunath Bhatta lineage come and recite Srimad Bhagavatam. But around that Srimad Bhagavatam some songs are written. These songs are also written when we enter Jagannath Puri. How do we enter Jagannath Puri? Now they have made sort of a corridor sort of thing. We enter it and we get compressed nicely. Then we reach a corridor. First day we take darshan of Patita Pavan Jagannath, which devotees can take darshan from outside also. And you go and turn and it is a courtyard. Then you take a left turn and enter the place where Mahaprabhu used to take darshan. Garuda Stambh. Then you turn and finally you enter that hole, right? It's a big hole, but not big enough for a lot of people. It gets squished, compressed. Before entering the hole, same songs are put there as well. These are the compositions of Hanuman Prasad Poddar. Shodasha Geet. Do chakor, do chandrama, do padma, do ali. Both Radha and Krishna are chakor and chandrama for each other. Both Radha and Krishna are chatak and megh for each other. Both Radha and Krishna are padma and ali for each other. That's what Chaitanya Charitamrita also tells. So now when we go to Mathura, we see this huge temple. Mathura Janmabhumi, where, by the way, all the 18,000 verses of Bhagavatam are inscribed in the Parikrama Marg on copper plates. All 18,000 Bhagavatam verses. Amazing, right? But this is a recent phenomenon. This Katra Keshav Dev was destroyed again and again. So Mathura was trying to rise up, right? Destroyed. And major destruction we know happened in 1669 when a black decree was sent by, you know who, by Aurangzeb. And he in fact tried to change the name of Mathura and Vrindavan to Islamabad and Mominabad. Knew about it? Islamabad and Mominabad. But it did not happen. And it wanted to destroy Govind Dev temple. But look at, that's what we'll be entering shortly, the foresight of our Goswamis of Vrindavan. One of the Goswami was a great businessman. Any guesses? Who was he? No, Jiva Goswami was Pakka academician. Raghunath Das Goswami. His parents were at that time Arab Kharabpati, whatever. Hiranya Majumdar and Govardhan Majumdar, parents and father and uncle. And Raghunath Das Goswami was asked by Mahaprabhu, don't leave immediately. Don't leave immediately. Mahaprabhu is trying to pick up the best soldiers in his army. To Raghunath Das Goswami, he didn't say. And later on, Raghunath Das Goswami, when he came to Radha Kund, he bought places in 1545. As early as 1545. And why was that good? Because when Aurangzeb attacked, the Goswami of Govind Dev at that time, Shivram Goswami, he took the deities to Radha Kund. Because Radha Kund was a Gaudiya settlement. And it was a foresty area. So people won't figure it out. And all around that area were the Jats. You know what the Jats of that area? They are Krishna Bhaktas as well as Kshatriya. So that was a perfect arrangement. So we can appreciate the foresight of Goswamis. Vrindavan was covered, Mathura was getting destroyed again and again. And enters into the scene one of our worshipable personalities with whom everything starts. Any guesses? Oh, no. We're still in 16th century. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Where would Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stay? He didn't stay in Mathura or in the downtown Vrindavan. So where he stays, we can repeat after, we can do the together. Aradina aile Prabhu, Ardina aile Prabhu, Dekhi the Vrindavan. He would come to see the forest of Vrindavan. He was not staying there because only the tigers and the cheetahs were there. Who would give bhiksha? But he would come and take bath in where? Kaliya Hriday Snana Koila Ara Praskandana. It's not there. Koila. I'll point out when it is up there. Dwadasha Ditya Hoite Keshi Tirthe Aila Rasa Sthali Dekhi Preme Murchita Hoila. He is staying in Akrur Ghat, which is further away from this Vrindavan. Because there bhiksha, where will the biofuel come from? And Mahaprabhu wanted to also inspire the devotees who would come later on that you have to do something about Vrindavan, it is covered with forest. So he figured out Radhakund and Shamkund, but Vrindavan is still covered. He would stay outside, maybe come to Imli Tal. And Imli Tal, he would chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. some places we were saying like this, then we concluded that we have to be LED bulbs. They immediately go. So, ready? Yeah, next time. Mahaprabhu would come to Imlital and meditate on the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and show his complexion as Shyamvarn. Because same place, Krishna also came and chanted the name of Sri Radha and turned into Gaurvarn. So that was the footprint of Gaur Leela in Braj Leela. Mahaprabhu came, but it was not enough. So he sent 6 people. 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan we call, who made Vrindavan a forest of love to forest of temples. And he carefully selected them. Who was the first one which Mahaprabhu met? Raghunath Das Goswami. He was a businessman's son. And Mahaprabhu said, not so soon. Come later. Later Raghunath Das Goswami came, isn't it? And he got training under Mahaprabhu for I think 18 years. And he was called Swarupera Raghu. His Swarup Goswami's, Swarup Damodar Goswami's Raghu. Mahaprabhu trained him in all the Siddhantas. And what happened? They were all taking notes. Swarup Damodar Goswami is taking detailed notes. And Swarup Damodar is taking his Sutra notes, shorthand. And Raghunath Das Goswami is taking detailed notes. And these notes become the source for Chaitanya Charitamrita. So even while training, they are contributing. Raghunath Das Goswami finishes his training after Mahaprabhu leaves and goes to Vrindavan. First Goswami which Mahaprabhu recruited, a businessman. Second, he goes to South India after taking sannyas. So he needed somebody who would be good in the rules and the regulations, isn't it? The Smriti. Why? Because even if we are practicing devotional service in a loving way, still it is not in Hava. It's not in air. It's still through scriptures. They needed somebody who would encapsulate things together. Who was he? Gopal Bhatta Goswami. And we sing that daily. Jai Radha Raman Lal, Jai 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 Shri Bhatta Gopal. Jai Radha Raman Lal, Jai 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 Shri Bhatta Gopal. This is the Sandhya Arti of Radharaman. He is the one, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, for whom appeared? Radharaman. Next day after Narsimha Chaturdashi, because he was thinking, all the Goswamis have deities, they get to dress. How can you dress the Shalagram Shila? I mean, whatever you try to do, it still falls short. I mean, you can tie kurta, you cannot make dhoti. Then you can stick some things, but not as well as compared to Srinath Ji or Gaurnitai. So from Shalagram Shila was produced what? Radha Raman. And Prabhupada would say, learn from the Radha Raman Goswamis. The culture is of very pure worship. In fact, the Agni in which the food is cooked is going on for the last 500 years. It's the same Agni. And that is why sometimes we feel they may not follow exact time, right? Like we have 4:30 a.m., then 7:30 a.m., 7:15 a.m. Why? Because it also depends on the Agni. How quick, how soon the bhoga would come, isn't it? So this is Radharaman's glory, and Gopal Bhatta Goswami encapsulated the Vaishnav Smriti. Smriti means the rules and regulations for different processes. Second recruited, who was he? From South India, Sri Rangam. Then he met the 2 brothers. Who are they? Rup and Sanatan Goswami. What did Mahaprabhu tell them? Vraje ye rasa shastra, vraje je रस शास्त्र करिह निरूपण, लुप्त तीर्थ सब ताहा, कोरिह प्रचारण. You excavate out the Lupta Tirtha and you write about Rasa Shastra. This Ras is an important cornerstone of our Sampradaya. Extremely important. Siddhant, fine, we understand. But unless and until on the foundation of Siddhant, the building of Ras is not there, it feels empty. How does Rupa Goswami explain about Ras? Well, in giving a comparison with cooking. So he talks about Sthai Bhav. Sthai Bhav is there in all of our hearts. Some kind of Sthai Bhav, but actually it's a higher state, but some Sthai Bhav of Vatsalya, what else? Sakhya, what else? Madhurya, what else? Dasya. So that Sthai Bhav is like the puri you make. How do you make the puri? Well, if it's a pesto puri, it's with basil leaves. Or otherwise it is kasturi methi, correct? And then mixed with tomatoes, kasturi methi. And what else? Mango also. Some puri. But do we eat only the puri? Prabhuji, eat rotis with puri. You don't do it. We have to add something to it. Sthai Bhav is just Sthai. It has to get excited. How do we get excited when we see a sabji? When we have one item in the sabji which is called the Brahma of North India. Sarva Khalvedam Brahma. What is that item? Paneer. Isn't it? Several places we go, everything has to be of paneer. Long time back we went to a wedding, non-paneer sabji is not there. Paneer pasanda, paneer do pyaja, paneer palak paneer, paneer makhan, everything. But paneer has to be there. This paneer is as good as vibhav. What? Vibhav, the excitant. Something which excites us. Uddipan, we see some painting and get excited, isn't it? So puri is the Sthai Bhav. Paneer is the Vibhav. That's it. Prabhuji, eat paneer floating in puri with roti. Doesn't make sense. We need something else also. Some capsicum, some baby corn, some corn. What's that? That's Anubhav. That's the activity which we do after we get excited seeing picture of Krishna, isn't it? The Sthai Bhav is there. Then you see a picture of Krishna and then we run to give a rose, to do arti, to sing. Voluntary activity. That is Anubhav. So, puri with paneer floating around and capsicum, bell pepper and baby corn. That's it. Ho gayi sabji? No. Masala. Masala is the main thing. And it all over India it varies. I particularly sure if we don't have the sugar in Gujarat, then it will be like, ayyo. No sugar is there. And if you go to Kannada, anybody from Kannada background here? Also good. And if you go to Andhra Pradesh, maybe unless and until mirch is there. Kara, not bundi, but kara bundi. So masala is important. This masala is like the sattvika bhav. The bhav which come in our heart when the heart is full with emotions about Krishna. This heart just puts itself on the prana. The prana comes and agitates. It hits the skin, horripilation happens. It hits our gland, sweat happens. And then after a while, murcha, sattvika bhav. So we have what else? Sthai bhav as puri, paneer as anubhav, Vibhav. Anubhav as baby corn or capsicum, not pumpkin. Then fourth is Satvik bhav as masala. That's it. No sabji is full unless you randomly throw salt. No, that's done in. Please don't. Dhania, coriander, and it should look randomly organized. Mothers can do it. Prabhus will do one piece here, one piece there. That's called Sanchari Bhav. What? Sanchari Bhav, the Vyabhichari Bhav. The mother is loving Krishna, but she is afraid also that Krishna may trip and fall. We have the child locks in our home, right? The child locks in which the kids don't cross. Some of the kids even become expert in crossing the child locks too. But Yashoda didn't need child lock because their paudi, the paudi, the step at the, it's not actually step, it's entrance of the door. There is something which is a natural paudi. Natural, what do you call it? Umru. Umro. So there is an umro. But what happened? Krishna stands hanging from his belly. And Narad Muni sees from the top and he says what? Shrutim apare, smritim itare, bharatam, bhajantu bhavabhitaha. Some worship Bharatam, Mahabharat, some worship Shruti, some worship Smriti. Aham tu nandam vande, yasya linde param brahma. I am worshipping Nanda Maharaj in whose courtyard Krishna is there. Now it doesn't describe this latking pastime, this hanging pastime. But in Braj there are songs which describe Prema Nadiya ki dhar sada ulti bahe, something like that. Prem Nadiya always flows in an opposite manner. Why? Because the same person who asked Bali Maharaj with whatever, and he covered everything, he is Rayo hai machal, baake paudhi na langhi jaye. The same person who with 3 steps covered everything, Vake, for him, he cannot climb the umro. And at the other hand, Jane khamba diyo phad. Same person, nowadays it's a whole thing, roar is going on, isn't it? All over the internet. Maha-avatar Narsimha movie, and the 7 days to roar, 6 days to roar, and now the roar. So the same person who roared cannot cross the umro. So Yashoda Maiya is fearful. This fear is like that, randomly thrown coriander. So we have Sthai Bhav as Puri, we have Vibhav as the Sarvakal Vidam Brahma of North India, which is paneer. Now it's I think all over India. Then Anubhav of veggies, Satvik Bhav of masala, Sanchari Bhav of, that's it, give it like that. Something has to be done, no? Are nahi chauk ho gaya. Abhi khidki kholni padegi fir. What else? Rice. Roti is there enough. Cream on the top. It's like Indian making pizzas, right? Chaat pizza. Cooking. Do we just mix it? We have to cook. Shravanadivihi. When we hear repeatedly, then the Sthai Bhav mixes with all of them and it becomes Hridi Parama Rasa Rupata. It reaches the level of Bhakti Ras. So from Sthai Bhav to Bhakti Ras, from puri mixed with paneer, mixed with veggies, then masala, then coriander, and please cook it. Again and again, then Ras comes. This is a very technical topic and was written by Rupa Goswami in his magnum opus called Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Anybody from any sampradaya, if he has to write about Bhakti Ras or any PhD has to do some thesis, he has to quote Rupa Goswami. Rup and Sanatan. And what can be said about Sanatan? He was like the father and grandfather to all the Vrajbasis, talking them in a very usual manner. How is your daughter? Did she get married? Do you have enough produce? Do you have enough money? And who were these two? Prime ministers, private secretary and finance ministers. Again high posts. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chose businessmen. Then somebody from South India. Then a finance minister and private secretary from Bengal. And then he chose two more. One was Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, met in Kashi. And to Raghunath Bhatt Goswami did not give any deities, but he gave Bhagavatam. You recite Bhagavatam. And even now the followers of Raghunath Bhatta lineage go to Radharaman and recite Bhagavatam. Finally, who is the one left? Did he meet Mahaprabhu? No, but he saw Mahaprabhu. And he saw his uncles dedicating their life to Mahaprabhu. And then he became the chief manager, great devotee, manager, poet, grammarian, and just wrote many, many granthas. And it is these 6 Goswamis who reveal to us Vrindavan, Shad Goswami Vrind ki jai, Srinathji Bhagwan ki, Gaur Nitai ki, Shri Siya Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai. And it is to these Goswamis, in the process of excavating the deities of Vrindavan, Krishna appeared to them. This was Bhaum Vrindavan 2.0. Who appeared to Rupa Goswami? Govinda Dev. Who appeared to Sanatan Goswami? Madan Mohan. And then Raghunath Bhatta Goswami was not given deities. And we'll talk about Raghunath Bhatt lineage tomorrow when we'll be talking about ever expanding abode and how different acharyas from other sampradaya also came, how Vrindavan is a all-inclusive place. But Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, for him it was, do not criticize anybody, sing beautifully Bhagavatam and cook nicely. Amazing service for life, right? Don't criticize, cook nice and speak Bhagavatam, recite Bhagavatam. Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. Then Gopal Bhatta Goswami, who appeared? Shri Radha Raman. Raghunath Das Goswami was well in Radha Kund and managing the affairs there and speaking 3 hours of Chaitanya Leela every day. And what about Jiva Goswami? Radha Damodar, however, he was very much, Rupa Goswami carved the deity of Radha Damodar for him. However, he was very instrumental in having Govinda Dev temple rise up. Because Rupa and Sanatan had left at that time. And Raja Mansingh comes in front of the Govinda Dev old temple in 1576 and says that, I am going to fight the war with... No. Aurangzeb came quite late. No, Raja Mansingh was a dear friend of Akbar. When Akbar met Raja Mansingh in 1562, he asked him, where was the Lord? Where were you when Bhagwan was distributing beauty? Because Raja Mansingh was like a skinny fellow. So he says, I don't know about it, but when he was distributing valor, I was sitting in the front bench. This sealed their friendship, and I think Raja Mansingh, aunt maybe, Harka Bai was married to Akbar. So Mansingh was close to Akbar. Akbar would say, idhar jao, Mansingh would go there. But he wanted to fight the war with his own Rajputana brethren, Maharana Pratap, Haldigati war. And he says to Govindev, if I win, Adbhut Mandir hoibe. And he won the war. So it took 14 years to build this massive 7-story temple of Govinda Dev. And it was the downtown of that era. Jiva Goswami was there. He wrote an Ashtakam called Govindev Ashtakam, in which he glorifies even Akbar. Well, sandstone, where would the sandstone come from? It was a Mughal thing. Sandstone was only used for making Fatehpur Sikri and the other mosque and other things. Why would sandstone be given for a temple? But this was the brilliance of our Goswamis. And they somehow got it in cooperation with the Rajputs and the Mughals. So now as we look at Vrindavan skyline, we can see how it looked like in 16th century. This was Bhaum Vrindavan 2.0. 2.0. And thanks to our Goswamis, we owe them a lot. And that's why we can sing happily, Shri Rupa Shri Sanatana Bhatt Raghunath, Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatt Das Raghunath, Echai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan, Jaha Hoite Vigna Nas Abhishta Pura, Echai Gosai Ja Mui Taradas, Tasabara Padarenu Mora Panchagra, Tadera Charana Se Vibhakta Shanivas, Janame Hoy Ei Abhilash, Echai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilavas, Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Koila Prakash. It is there then that now we can happily sing the glories of Radha Krishna. In exactly 13 days, we'll be celebrating the Purnima. Today is Dvitiya, yesterday was Pratipada, today is Dvitiya. On Purnima, we'll celebrate Balam Purnima. It's also the beginning of Jhulan. Now, Jhulan, why Jhulan? Jhulan. It is the time when Shravan starts. Shravan and Bhadrapad, these 2 months. In Vrindavan, every month is in style. Because the meditation is on some particular aspect of Krishna Leela. Jhulan is indicated, Radha and Krishna are being swung. They are swinging. And some Braj songs just celebrate this swinging pastime. Just one pastime of singing. It's not there, but I can sing for you. Aaj ghan rim jhim barse. What does rim jhim means? Drizzle. Because everything is orchestrating the ambience for the pleasure of Radha and Krishna. Imagine it is pouring, as they say what? Raining cats and dogs. But if it is drizzling, right, it is beautiful. Aaj ghan rim jhim barse. And what happens? Jhulat do kadamb ki daliyan. Both are swinging in, not in like steel framed jhula, but what? Natural branches of kadam. Ans so parse. Parse means sparsh. They are together, very close. It also means all the sakhas and sakhis are also, as we say, shoulder to shoulder. Together, when we serve Radha and Krishna, it is the mood of cooperation. Shoulder to shoulder. What would Srila Prabhupada say? That our movement will go on with intelligence and cooperation. Ans so parse. Aaj ghan rim jhim barse. When this Shravan season comes and the Jhulan pastime happens, then in all the temples we sing this song also. And I think we dedicate this to Goswamis because they brought it out again. Bhaum Vrindavan 2.0. What is this song? We sing that in all the temples in Jhulan Yatra. Jai Radhe. Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan. Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan. Shri Govinda Gopinath Madana Mohan. Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Vrindavan. Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Vrindavan. Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan. Kalindi Jamuna Jayo Jayo Mahavan. Keshi Ghat Vamsi Vata Dwadasha Kanan. Jaha Sab Lila Koilo Shri Nandananda. Shri Nandan Shoda Jaya Jaya Gopagan. Shri Damadi Jaya Jaya Dhenu Vatsagan. Jaya Vrishabhanu Jaya Kirtida Sundari. Jaya Purnamasi Jaya Abhiranagar. Jaya Jaya Gopishwara Vrindavan Majha. Jaya Jaya Krishna Sakha Batu Dvijaraja. Jaya Rama Ghata Jaya Rohini Nanda. Jaya Jaya Vrindavan Vasi Jataga. Jaya Dvija Patni Jaya Naga Kanyaga. Bhakti Teja Hara Pailo Govinda Chara. Shirasa Mandala Jaya Jaya Radhe Shyam. Jaya Jaya Rasa Leela Sarva Manoram. Jaya Jaya Jvala Rasa Sarva Rasa Sar. Praki Bhav Jaha Brajeta Pacha. Shri Janava Pada Padma Kori Asmara. Dina Krishna Dase Kohe Naam Sankirtan. Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan. Shri Govinda Gopina Madana Moha. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. But all of this we owe to one personality who was like the master puppeteer, right? He didn't write anything. He's just sitting in Jagannath Puri. In fact, he wrote one book, and one of his friend looked at his book and he thought, I'll get 0 numbers. My poetry pales in comparison. So this personality threw his only writing in the Ganges. Who was he? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So if Mahaprabhu was not there, Goswamis won't be there, right? And then Vrindavan won't be there. And we won't be singing either Aaj Ghan Rim Jhim or Jai Radhe, Jai Krishna, Jai Vrindavan. Shri Govinda Gopinath Madana Mohan. Therefore, we have to sing his glories too. And this song we almost say it is the national anthem of ISKCON Silicon Valley. Doya Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachare Amar Man. Doya Nitai Chaitanya Bole Chare Amar Man. Nachare Amar Man. Nachare Amar Man. Nachare Amar Man. Nachare Amar Man. Hey! Nachare Amar Man. Nachare Amar Man. নাচে রে আমার মান, নাচে রে আমার মান, দয়াল নিতাই চৈতন্য বলে নাচে রে আমার মান। Keep playing. দয়াল তো নাই হে, দয়াল তো নাই হে, দয়াল তো নাই হে, এমন দয়াল তো নাই হে, মার খেয়ে প্রেমা দে, এমন দয়াল তো নাই, मार खे प्रेमा दे। This means मार खा के प्रेम देते हैं. They get beaten up but give love. Who was beaten up? Nityanand? Blood is coming out, still he is giving love. Interesting thing is, in the name of Gaur Nitai, the aparad is not there. And if the aparad goes, Pabe Premadhan. ओरे अपराध दूरे जाबे पाबे प्रेमाधान, ओरे अपराध दूरे जाबे पाबे प्रेमाधान। विचार तो नहीं है, विचार तो नहीं है, ओ नामे अपराध विचार तो नहीं है। नामे अपराध विचार तो नहीं है। श्रीनाथ जी भगवान की जय, गौर निताई की, सिया राम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की। एंड गौर निताई इज द प्रिसाइडिंग deity here. अपराध विचार तो नहीं है, there is no अपराध when we take the name of Gauranga. And with the naam, if the ruchi comes, then what will happen? Takhon Krishna name ruchi habe, ghuchi be bandhan. Takhon anurag to habe hai, anurag to habe, anurag to habe hai, Krishna name अनुराग तो हवे है, कृष्णा। Keep playing, that's the hope. The anurag will come because there is no aparad in taking shelter of Gaur Nitai. And when the anurag happens in the holy name, what will happen? ताखोन अनायास से सफल होबे जीवेरा जीवन, ताखोन अनायास सफल हो जीवेरा, the जीवेरा जीवन will be सफल, successful, anayas, automatically. Otherwise जीवन तो मीचे है, जीवन तो मीचे, जीवन तो मीचे है, कृष्णारति बिना जीवन तो मीचे है, कृष्णारति कृष्णारति बिना जीवन तो मीचे है, जीवन तो मीचे। This मीचे is like खटाखट, फटाफट, झटाझट. There are no words. Only from the sound we get it. Right? Tintinambulation of a clock. From the tintin of the clock, we made a word out of it. So, miche is a word which gives its meaning, it's the way we speak it. Miche, bakwas, kharab, useless. Otherwise, Krishna Rati Bina, the Jivan is miche. And that's the hope when we keep on taking shelter of Gaur Nitai. He showed us the Bhaum Vrindavan 2.0. But by taking his shelter, maybe we'll get to the Prakat Vrindavan also. First Prakat Vrindavan, taking birth from the womb of a gopi and then going to Prakat Vrindavan. Eshe Vrindavane Radha Shame Pave Darshan. Eshe Vrindavan Radha Shame Pave Darshan. How Gaur Kripa Hole Hai, गौर कृपा होले है, गौर कृपा होले है, गौर कृपा होले है, गौर कृपा होले है दयाल निताई चैतन्य बोले नाच रे अमर मन जय गौर निताई जय गौर निताई गौर निताई जय गौर निताई जय गौर गौर निताई गौर निताई जय गौर निताई श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की शिला प्रभुपाद की जय निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. Thank you very much. Apologies, I went 4 minutes ahead of time. So if we have time, we can take, okay, I have the green signal. I have the Gaur signal. Questions, comments, reflection, suggestion, songs. Please. Doyal nitai chaitanya bole nachare amar man. Nachare amar man. Yes, sir.
There is no birth, right? Krishna is in the past. So what, like every day there is new lila, right? And then there is simultaneously going on, right?
Yes. Every day there, yeah. There we divide, our acharyas has even created a device called the eightfold pastime Leela, like Krishna Bhavnamrit, Govind Leelamrit, Krishnanik Comedy, Bhavna Sar Sangra. These books are written which speak about the daily pastimes of Krishna. Morning he gets up, but there is no birth. It's only in the memory, the eternal memory of the Brajvasis. Krishna is the son of Yashoda. Yeah, we all know about it. But these relationships are eternal. Like, we cannot say Radha and Krishna were one and then they separated. No, they are eternally two. And in an achintya way, they are one also. So, birth pastime is not there, but daily something or the other is going on. Just like Krishna, every day he comes from herding the cows in Goduli Bela. That is the time period between 3:36 p.m. to 6 p.m. That's how they put it. And every time Krishna comes, Rohini comes from the kitchen, wiping off. Do they need apron? Not needed, because the floor particles are also conscious. They weren't stuck. Some saint was asked, everything is conscious in Braj, so what happens if you eat gulab jamun? What do you think? Gone? It? Well, yes, but then the gulab jamun comes out again. Eat me. It's conscious, right? It can manifest it again. So things in the prem nadiya ki baha sada ulte bahi dhar, like that. So lot of pastimes. What we see in Goswami books is just one sneak peek which they have been bestowed with, right? Like that, saints keep on seeing different pastime. Oh, Parakya is Nitya Siddha in the centralmost area of Golok Vrindavan. Yes.
So Jatila and Kutila.
Oh yes. Jatila and Kutila are always there to increase the mood of union and separation between Radha and Krishna. Yeah. One thing is not there in Aprakat Vrindavan. This theme we developed in Portland in a series of 6 sessions there. In Prakat Vrindavan, there is separation. Purvarag is a separation. You have not met the person. Second is called Man, when is the person is nearby, but like you are roos gaye hain, you are, we'll not talk with you. That's also separation. Then Prem Vaichitya, which means somebody says Madhu has gone, Radharan thinks that Madhu Sudan has gone. This comes in Vidagdha Madhav. Then there is Pravas, long distance separation. LDR we call, like long distance relationship. In Pravas, there is a daily Pravas in which Krishna goes to forest and comes back. But then there is Sudur Pravas, in which he goes to Mathura and Dwarka. That's not there in Aprakat Vrindavan. Aprakat Vrindavan, there is just Dur Pravas, in which Krishna goes to forest, comes back. Daily, some Akrura comes. Krishna says, oh, no, I have to go there. He goes and comes back. So just an enactment of a Leela of separation, but actual Sudur Pravas is not there in our Prakriti. Does that help? Otherwise, daily so many pastimes. Thank you. Okay, more questions, thoughts, reflections? Even reflections would do. Yes, Prabhu.
Why Krishna have this hide and seek relationship with the devotee, right? Because when Krishna is, like many times when you chant, you with the great concentrations, you feel very good. And sometimes it's like really hard to focus and concentrate, right? So why always it's up and down, up and down?
Okay. Well, again, there can be many reasons with that. And I don't know about you, for me it's my laziness and lack of sincerity when I feel that the 108 mala feels like Hajara mala. But if we are talking about that concept of hide and seek, Krishna does it with gopis. He disappeared in Rasli, and when he came back, gopis said to first sit here, we have some questions. Who are you? There are some people who reciprocate with those who reciprocate with them. Are you that category? Doesn't seem like. Second category, there are those who reciprocate with those who don't even reciprocate. Parents, right? Sometimes. And the example is given of parents there. And third category, you reciprocate or not reciprocate, you don't care about it. These are whom? First, Atmarams. Karo nahi padi hai. Or people with too many resources. Because if you jump around, what will happen? I have too many resources. So either you are Aptakam, which means you have many resources, much money, so you don't care whether people are reciprocating or not. Or you are Aptaram. Krishna says, none of the above. I am on a different category. I really love my devotees, but then in order to increase their churning, because bhakti rasa is like, in separation is hot sugar cane juice. It's sweet, but it's hot. So Krishna gives an example. Yatha adhanaha, just like a person who does not have wealth. Yatha dhano labd dhane. He gets the wealth, then vinashte. Yeah. So you didn't have the wealth, you get it, and then it's lost. So what will be his preoccupation and thinking? Money. If somebody didn't get it, he won't think that much. But somebody got it and nasht. So Krishna said, I was there, but I am hiding myself to do what? Further churning. That's actually a viraha state, is a much sweeter state. We talked about, Rupa Goswami writes in Padyavali, Sangama viraha vikalpe varamiha viraho na sangamastasya. If I give the option of viraha and sangam, viraha is better. And Prabhupada would say, chanting in the mode of separation. He would say, cultivate Govinda necessity. And we are far away. What's the prayer in Shikshashtakam which represent this? Ainanda tanuja kinkaram patitam. Where we have fallen. Krishna is here, right? But patitam mam bhavam budhe kripaya tava pad pankaja. Then sthitadhuli sadrisham vichintaya. Now so it's a viraha prayer, isn't it? Separation. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, more thoughts, comments, reflections? Om, you have something? No. Okay. Any other reflection, something which stuck with you? Yes.
Prabhuji, you went from Silicon Valley to Vrindavan, right?
That was not discussed in the seminar, right? We're not talking about
It was just
Silicon
out of
Valley.
syllabus question.
Okay.
What do you miss the most from
Silicon Valley?
Maybe not, but I just want. Okay.
Well, I developed lifelong relationships here when I was in Silicon Valley, Seattle, like that. So I miss being with them. And perhaps that is one reason I'm happy to serve and things like that, but one more reason is I get to associate with my lifelong friends and devotees, and really and when they come to India in Kartik and things like that, we get to meet. So that's something I miss. So oftentimes I'm logging on also and seeing who all are sitting where. You know, the temples I was associated with it, and then I feel, Arey, this person is still sitting in the same spot. And some new faces like that. So I think I miss that. And avocados and harmless harvest coconut water. Do you get it? It was just too famous here. Okay, does that help?
Thank you.
Thank you. What else? Yes, Mataji.
Very wonderful classic sessions.
Thank you.
I wish it could be a saptah.
Saptah.
And you could continue for the whole week,
Hare Krishna.
or it never ends, Krishna's pastimes. Prabhuji, in the beginning we started with Krishna's 4 qualities. You mentioned Chatur and Daksha. What's the third and fourth?
Oh, 4 qualities.
You said 4?
No. 2 qualities.
Two
Chatur and
only?
Daksha.
Okay, I want more
4
maybe.
qualities is what spoken in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, how those qualities distinguish Krishna with other avatars. Those are Leela Madhuri, Prem Madhuri, and what else is Venu Madhuri and Rup Madhuri. Did we speak here? Maybe, okay, Houston, whatever. So it's getting, so yeah, this is Chatur and Daksha, other qualities. Does that make
Thank you.
sense?
Very
Thank
good.
you. What else? Any other reflection, other questions?
Not a question, just how many hours in a day you get time to read?
I seek your blessings that I keep reading. Well, we try because that's the service of editing, reading, writing. So I seek blessings and prayers that we can do sincere reading. And sometimes I feel there is also a requirement to keep reading again and again, because this like ghan chakkar, tantan pal as they say, nothing sticks. Again, I would quote the example of Aindra Prabhu. Did we quote it here yesterday? No, we didn't. So Aindra Prabhu in Vrindavan, you know, the Aindra Prabhu, and he would be worshipping his 2000 Shalagram Shilas. You know about it? 2000? And he had many deities. So he would worship, and his associate, Ram Rai Prabhu, I think he's around here, right? New York. So Ram Rai Prabhu would read for him different scriptures. Sometimes reading also can become a little, eyes and pain. It's tough, So Shravan sometimes is easier, isn't it? So Aindra Prabhu, well, he had to serve the deities, he would serve 4 hours a day, so he would keep hearing. And he memorized the scriptures. Now imagine that advantage we put us into, right? If we know by heart many things, then if it is evening time, we have nothing to do, we can recollect it. So that was the system in India of kanthastha. Kanthastha means kanthe sthitaha. Like, how do we remember Narsimharti? Did we teach in Sunday school? No, right? Hote. Now if I wake Om up at like 2:20 a.m. in the night and speak Narsimharti, he'll speak in Rajdhani speed and go back to sleep. Isn't it? It's just kanthasthita. Now I can take it up here and do analyze it, or take it here and relish it. So Indra Prabhu would do that, and that's my prayer and blessing, seeking blessing, that we keep reading so that we remember things. And some of our acharyas have made it easy, like Bir Krishna Goswami Maharaj, not very far from here, North Carolina. He has narrated almost 10 or 11 scriptures, like Gopal Champu, Anand Vrindavan Champu, Chamatkar Chandrika, Lalit Madhav, Vidag Madhav, Mukta Charit, Tankeli Kaumudi, so on and so forth, in beautiful English rendition, along with music flowing behind. Whenever description comes, Krishna raised his flute, there will be a flute sound. That's a smoothie. So we can keep hearing that again and again, hopefully we can remember. Yeah. So I seek the blessings. I can keep reading. More thoughts, comments, reflections? Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, thank you so much. I think when we review the Vrindavan, and I mean Vrindavan 1020, and like it's a series of kind of destructions are there, right? And I mean,
Especially
even when,
between 1.0 and 2.0, it's heartbreaking.
yeah, it's a such a, I mean, last 1400 years history, I mean, right?
Yeah,
Basically,
yeah.
the, I mean, after Lord Krishna departed, initial part was that everything was lupta, but then over the last 1500 years, we see so much destruction. Even the I mean, Govinji temple, built by Sri Rupa Goswami, like Rupa Manjari herself, right? She's building that mandir, and within 115 years, right, that whole temple is being demolished by, I mean, Aurangzeb, because he couldn't tolerate the light. How come that light is bigger than, like Govinji temple was even higher than that? And I mean, so how, I mean, of course it's Krishna's pastimes and Leela, but how do we really, I mean, we kind of reconcile? I mean, it is because the devotees go through so much tremendous kind of suffering, and even we still see that. I mean, even recent days history also, like in Bangladesh and in Pakistan and everywhere, devotees being, I mean, they go through tremendous, even ISKCON devotees, I mean, ordinary Hindus also, they go through so much tremendous kind of atrocities. So how do we kind of, reconnect with our faith that, oh, this is Krishna's divine plan is there, divine vision is there. It's a hope against hope, I mean, because then we say how many times, even to build the Ram temple, we went for 500 years, right? Can we imagine that? I mean, it's a kind of so sometimes it's so much painstaking, like I mean, ordinary devotees, someone like, I mean, they think, oh, if Krishna will come for us, or we'll be like one of like those butchered, like, I mean, the time will come that we don't know, I mean, what would happen to us, right? And I mean, of course, Krishna, I mean, invisible hand will be there. Not everybody will be able to appreciate that, and I mean, hopefully he'll be with us. But I mean, I want to see what's your reflection on this.
Rupa Goswami's temple, he was founded in around 1535. That is a small temple, he would worship in a natural way. And we have a proof of that in Mirabai's poetry also. Aliri mohe lage vrindavan niko, ghar ghar tulsi ठाकुर सेवा darshan Govind ji ko. So the Govind Dev temple was first a very small temple. So only 1590 it was built. After 80 years, Aurangzeb destroyed it. Now that same Rupa Goswami, same Rupa Manjari, Rupa Manjari was not very much enthused about a big temple worship. I think it only happened later on. But that same Rupa Manjari is writing in Bhakti Laghu Bhagavatamrit. You want to hear that? So, Evam prabhoho priyanam cha dhamnascha samayascha cha. So, samayasya cha prabhoho priyanam dhamnah samayasya. Bhagwan ka dham, time, his time, and his parikar devotees and his dham. Avichintya prabhavatvat, they have an avichintya prabhavat, nahi soch sakte. Khopdi ke bhar. I mean, we cannot give any sophisticated answer to what Krishna is doing. And kinchit na durghatam. Nothing is impossible for it. So not only Krishna's dham, but Krishna, the time factor is a powerful thing. Why up and down is happening. That should not make us lazy in protecting. And one thing we get is we should not make foolish mistakes. We also made very foolish mistakes as well. Of course, the atrocities were great. It is incomparable. People say that if we just record about the genocide which was happened, what was happening in Holocaust, people don't even know what has happened here. India's GDP was slashed. It was and now people are even recognizing it. So one thing we learn from all this, Why it has happened, we can never be able to figure it out. Maybe what we can learn is that we don't become slack. So people at all levels have to try to stay put. Kshatriyas have to do their duty, the Brahmanas have to do their duty. And one of the duties is therefore to get educated well in our history, because history repeats itself, in our culture, in our adhyatma, isn't it? Because next time Hitler won't come with a mustache, isn't it? Hitler may come without a mustache, isn't it? If we do not know the history well. So, why did it happen? Well, we can't even reason out because Krishna's hand is... Why did fight happen, Kauravas and Pandavas, right? Krishna would have just sit in the heart and... One thing is that Krishna does not meddles with the jiva's free will. Jiva and Maya both have different nature. Jiva's nature is to make wrong choices. Maya's nature is to make a tabla out of him. Or pakhawach out of him. Bajana. And you ask Krishna, Krishna, change the nature of Jiva. He says, I cannot. Okay, change the nature of Maya. I cannot. I have to do something. He says, I am doing it through Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Krishna is not a dictator, but an influencer. Now, he is doing his best. Maybe we can assist Krishna to influence ourselves, first of all, that we stay put, well educated, in a collective manner, in individual manner also, history, culture, adhyatma and tradition. And I think it's quite appropriate, as the movie is released, Maha-Avatar, Narasimha, quite telling, some of the popular preachers are telling very interesting thing. They were saying, let this not go waste. Because so many other movies have been made with blockbuster thing. Should not happen that this movie comes and just escapes. Nobody notices it. Because it's an effort to kind of revive that values and education and history. So, yeah. Does that answer or help in some way? Thank you.
Very controversial. Everybody knows about Aurangzeb. Akbar, historians, so what is real history from you living in Vrindavan? Because there is a side is that they say, no, this is completely propaganda. And they say, no, this he's. So I want to know from somebody who is in Vrindavan, what is his real kind of a picture, image, or the history, the real history.
Well, I've tried to cover that in the book which we have written, trilogy. It's somewhere here. And it's also somewhere there on the internet also. And interesting character. We cannot fully say that Akbar was bilkul doodh ka dhula hua, because oftentimes he also carved out his own religion, Deen Ilahi, and historians say that, well, he wanted to take the place of God. No, he was trying different things. But one thing was that fellow get a lot of association. He got a lot of association with many of the Vrindavan saints. So that's there. I mean, he came and people say he met Jiva Goswami, some say he met Haridas, Swami Haridas, because Swami Haridas' disciple was Tansen. And we know Tansen was actually Brahmana, then his name became Tansen, and he was the Navratnas of Akbar. And Tansen was taught by Swami Haridas. And Akbar wanted to hear. So he came there. So he got a lot of mercy. So we do not know what's the destination. Yeah. Does that help? Yeah, history is full of complicated characters. The lesson is we should not become complicated characters. Okay, we end it here? Yeah, I think it's time. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
So Hare Krishna, the time there went by so fast. I think we were all so absorbed in wonderful pastimes, Vrindavan, beautiful descriptions of Vrindavan. So just because of this, tomorrow's session we have extended a little bit. So instead of 2:30, we will be starting at 2 o'clock tomorrow. So make sure everyone please come.